Hi, everyone. I am Cindy Walter, and I am so excited to share with you today one of my all time favorite best friends. We have been working together in our last two businesses. So I think we are on about, what, 20 years, Susan, of
Oh
working together?
gosh, has it been? Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So I'm just so excited to share with you Susan Wheeler. And first, Susan, I would love for you to share prior to Isogenics. You've been an entrepreneur, your whole story is a story of entrepreneurship. So maybe just give everyone a little bit of your background and then we'll get to Isogenics.
Sure. Well, I always felt that I was capable of doing amazing things. And when I was a senior in high school, my dad died suddenly. So I did not go on to college. My family couldn't afford it, and it was just something that really wasn't even discussed. So I always felt like I was missing out on something. And I knew I was capable of doing great things, but without that education, I yeah, you needed that piece of paper to get a great job. So I was really sort of drawn to being an entrepreneur because then I felt like I could call the shots and I could get paid what I was worth, et cetera. So I did all kinds of things before I found you and before I found direct sales and network marketing. But I owned a bakery at one point, I had a cleaning business. I worked hard. I worked hard. We have an organic farm, we still do, and talk about hard work, but it was I never I felt like I was always just kind of working so hard and never making what I was worth until I found network marketing and direct sales.
That's so awesome. And we have so much in common that way because both of us are incredibly hard workers and never were paid what we were worth before we found this industry, thank God. So let's talk about that. So I met you in our last business and you were really successful with that business. Share with everybody a little bit about that. I remember you just really wanted to get out of the house because you were a crazy mom with two little ones. Well, you had more than two, but two little ones.
Two little ones.
Yeah, yeah. So share a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I met you and you just it was like an angel. Ooh, and the glow. I was like, oh, well, I don't know what she's doing, but I want to do what she's doing. And at first, you had said to me, why don't you try this or whatever? And it just kind of went over my head because I was at that point in my life where I had two little babies at home, and neither one of them were easy, and it was a lot of work. So I sort of missed that opportunity, but thank goodness you didn't give up on me. And I'll never forget the way you edified me, changed everything for me. And it can almost make me cry every single time. But you said to me, Susan, you would be good at this. And I remember, I always catch myself like the welling up with tears, but I remember coming home that night thinking, wow, somebody thinks I would be good at something. And when you're a young mom and you are just so pulled in a million directions with your kids, your family, and everything there is to do running a household, you don't think your self-worth can really diminish. And you saying that I couldn't sleep that night. I'll never forget it. I couldn't sleep, and I thought, wow, Dee Walter thinks I would be good at something. She sees something in me that I just couldn't see. And I don't know if you remember this, but I couldn't call you quick enough the next day. I called you in Ohio. I didn't even have your cell phone number. And I really didn't even know what it was, but I knew I wanted to do it. And I also knew that I could be successful because you believed in me.
Yeah, and I think the adjective I used was great, not good, because I saw such greatness in you immediately. You were the life of the party. You weren't even invited to the party that we're talking about. You just crashed it. And you were the life of the party, and your personality was just so attractive. And I thought, oh, if she could only see what I see, she's going to do great things in this industry. And you have. So let's fast forward. So we've been now partnered with this health and wellness company, which was such a perfect fit because you and I have run marathons together. We're both into anything fitness related, anything outdoors. And so this was really the perfect vehicle for us. and you got started. And what I really want you to share is, of all the things that you've done before, this was the first time you've ever created a six-figure income for yourself. So let's talk about that. And how did that feel when you started making enough money that you were seriously contributing to your family now?
You know what's funny is I always felt that I could do it. I just never had the right vehicle to do it. So as it happens in anything, I did not start this business and become a six-figure income earner in a couple of months. In fact, it took me close to 2 years to be able to hit that mark of six figures in a year. But it it was a game changer. It was a game changer, and I finally there wasn't a moment. It was just sort of, you're working hard and you achieve it, and you just sort of feel like, yes, this is where I've always envisioned myself being. And I think that is important too, because I always believed I could do it. I just didn't have the right vehicle to do it. So, but it definitely, I'll never forget out earning my husband one year several years ago, and we were getting our taxes done, and I showed him all the paperwork. I was like, look, I made more money than you did. And he was always a six-figure income earner, and he was so proud of me. He didn't care. He was like, bring it, this is great. But it was awesome to just sort of be a real partner and not just contributing a little bit. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and I remember when that happened for me clearly too, because Scott was, the primary breadwinner for so many years, and I never for a moment thought he would be upset about the fact that I was out earning him. And both him and Matt have been so supportive, like cheering us on, because they realize, what we are building now. When they're done working, their income stops. What we are building now is long-term residual income that's going to be our retirement. And what a gift that is. So I know Isogenics has, let's just talk about some of the things you've been able to do because of this income, like traveling and maybe writing a best-selling book.
Thank you for the little plug. That's so cute. So yeah, I was able to write a book. I what I love mostly building a business like this is the time freedom. So I'm still working my business, but you've built it to a certain point that you can do other things too. So my son lived in Italy for a while. I was able to go visit him for a couple of weeks, and that was so cool. And at that time with the just being connected. It was difficult, the time change and all that, but I never skipped a beat. I wasn't actively working those 2 weeks, but I still had my income did not suffer at all. So I've been able to travel. And a couple of years ago, I was pretty sick and I was in the hospital, and it took me, I was really out of it for months. And you remember that you were by my side for the whole thing. And the cool thing is I was able to take that time and recover. And on days when I was exhausted, I was able to sleep. And I had built my business to the point where I was still able to earn that income, which to me is just a huge blessing that you can have these things happen, and you don't have someone telling you, oh well, you're not going to get paid, or we're going to have to let you go. And I still plugged in enough. I wasn't actively building and growing when I was sick, but that was a big one for me. So yeah, and the travel, yeah, I've been able to do some really cool things and go to some cool places. And you know what I love about it too? I don't check out when I'm traveling. I always say, if you have your phone, and I bring my computer, you're able to work from anywhere. So it, all of those things, and plus, I think my life has just gotten a little bit calmer, because typically my husband's job is very seasonal. So every year it'd be very stressful when the snow would come and he wouldn't work for 3 or 4 months. We had to all year save up enough money, because we still had to pay the mortgage and buy food and the electric, everything still had to be paid, but there was no income coming in. So this has been great. Even if he doesn't have an income coming in the winter, it doesn't matter because I do.
All right. So someone watching this video, it's going to be put out, all over on social media. Someone watching this video that maybe is considering network marketing. Maybe they've had a bad experience with network marketing. You know, share with them why this vehicle, this one, because you've tried a couple different things, and even prior to meeting me, you had tried a couple of things. Why this vehicle shifted everything in your world financially.
Oh, well, the model of network marketing is incredible. So you really have to look at it. You have to just break down everything, all your beliefs that you have that are uneducated, and really learn about it. That is important. This particular vehicle for me, Isogenics, the company, I can't say enough about the products. I can't say enough about the people and the culture, and they give you all the tools. For me, it aligned perfectly because we eat food, right? And especially me, when I started, I was just grateful to not have to worry. We have our organic farm, but in the winter, I struggled with finding really great food to eat. So this covered that for me so beautifully. And I just believe that we are only capable of being as good as what we put in our body. So if we want to be strong and we want to be healthy, this is important. And to be partnered with a company that can actually help with that. So I'm excited about it every single day. I get up, I have a shake for breakfast every day. I use these products as 85% of what I consume. And and then to couple that with a beautiful compensation plan in network marketing, and I've seen others too. There's other companies out there that I love certain products, but what I love about this is I can get past it. It is the whole package for me. It's the whole package.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, and the products are life-changing products for people. We've seen the most unbelievable transformations. You and I were both healthy when we found these products, so our transformations weren't as crazy as some that we've seen. But boy, these products got you through your health challenges, have gotten me through my health challenges. So it's just such a blessing, and to be able to share that with other people, life-changing. Okay, so as we wrap this up, talk about the future. Like where do you see this going for yourself, and the stress that's probably really relieved now, knowing that you're going to have this going into retirement as we age, and Matt won't be able to do his heavy hard work that he does forever. So tell me a little bit about how you feel about the future.
It really does give me a feeling of peace, knowing that I don't care what you do, you're going to have to work hard initially. This is, if this was, it's simple, but you have to put your time in. And I'm so glad that I still do put my time in, but to know that I've built something that I can just continue to build on, it just relieves so much stress. And in our crazy world right now, to know that we have something that helps people, helps keep them healthy, and can give them an income that's online. When things were shutting down, I I didn't have to worry about it because this is how I work from my phone, from my home. My home is my office. I don't have to worry, and everything we do is online, it's virtual. Sure, there's some things we love to have those in-person events, but even going forward, the stress of that for me doesn't exist, and I know it exists for a lot of people. So there's so many things going into retirement, going into this uncertain world that we're in. I just feel this calm sense of just knowing that we're in the right place at the right time. We have products that are for health, right?
Mhm.
That's what they are for. They're nutrition, they're health based. So I
Such
just,
a blessing.
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
so blessed.
And it's just something that, if you're watching this and you're intrigued, my gosh, talk to us, because this is something that it's never too late to join. So many people have not even heard of us. We've built a global business. We are building a global business, and the future is so bright. And we want you all to have the sense of peace that Susan and I are both experiencing. We want you to build something now that when you're gone one day, your family will still reap the benefits of your hard work. What a blessing that is too. Well, Susan, I can't thank you enough. Any last words you'd like to say to people watching this that are considering and thinking and pondering?
Just one last thing I want to say, and for anyone that's already involved in our industry, if you see someone that could be great at something, don't hesitate to tell them. There is enough to go around for everyone, and just don't be shy. Don't be shy to reach out to us or to reach out to someone who you think could benefit by what we have to offer.
Yeah, so true. Well, you proved me right. I saw greatness in you way back when we first met. And I
Winner.
before I close, The Lemonade Diet is the book that Susan wrote, and it's just amazing. It's all of her stories. She's an amazing storyteller. I was on her for years. You got to write a book. You got to write a book. You got to write a book. And it took her a while to do this. She's an amazing writer. So do yourself a favor and buy the book and let us know what you think about it. I love you, my friend.
Love you too. Thank you, Cindy.
Bye-bye, everybody.